Claire, I think that cancel culture is built on the social group belief that people are weak and that they need groups to behave strong in a group dynamic. They behave on the perceptual belief that people with a higher status are stronger and that they they have their own capability of their social justice movements that are based on mobs, on people that behave like their groupthink. They interact in a group dynamic that is based on mass psychology, and they create a perception of their inner truth is guiding them to build social a social belief, and based on the perception that they guide their inner truth with a group dynamic, they build an environment that is causing a social variation among them. And it's if it's mass psychology, then they behave in a group dynamic that is based on might be based on a group, on a groups, or in a social or in a group unconsciousness, or how Carl Jung calls it, uh, the collective unconsciousness. We believe that cancel culture is built on a variation among social justice, social justice based on things like tweets, and they behave based on the perception that they have to fight for their inner truth, but their inner truth is not their their guidance that leads them. It's their own weakness that they are under how would you call it, under, like undernourished, but nourished is a false word, I would say. Under, they live under superior, insecure, I think. The opposite of superior. They they have the collective belief that they have to fight, and that the cancel culture is their way how to behave in their social environment, because there might be the time problem. These are unemployed people with nothing to do, and they behave on a group dynamic that is causing them, that is building a social variation in society, that people get cancelled and some people don't get cancelled, and we don't talk about the mere negative, about the effects that cause the variation society. We don't ask the question what is the opposite of cancel culture, for example, and these are mathematical properties that build a thinking in your that guides your thinking, and thinking in these mathematical terms, positive, negative, neutral, for example, or via negative is a variation that creates the ability to guide your thinking based on simple mathematical terms. And when you think in these mathematical terms, then you create a perception based on mathematical properties that are universal and that guide your thinking in the right terms. And thinking in the right terms does mean that you simplify your mathematical properties, and build your perception your social based on your instincts. What is right for you? You can choose your mathematical terms, and these universal mathematical terms are guiding your thinking, and they might influence your perception. And thinking in these mathematical terms does improve your behavior among society. It improves your thinking and increase your intelligence based on knowing what to think of, and thinking in mathematical terms does improve your thinking. It says it cleans your thinking. It gives you it simplifies your thinking. Why mathematical thinking is generally good, but people have the problem that they are too focused on mathematics, and building the mathematical guidance does only improve your thinking to some extent. You need to go out in the world and have some and be the social variation that is needed in society. The creation of the individual is based on the selective attention and selective memory. We guide our perception with the question of past experience and interactions with new experience and interpretations of the external world. And when we behave in social dynamics, we create new variations of our thinking, and it interacts with a social environment that's never ending. Because I love you, Claire.